The mission of Church Planting International is to aid in the planting and the strengthening and the multiplying of churches in the world today. It grew out of our missionary work back in the 80s. My wife Christy and I, the church was planted in Mexicali, Mexico, and then it was turned over to national leadership. We now work in a number of communities in Mexico. We partner with native church planters, and we work in Peru, in Lima, the capital. We work in the jungles with 4 Amazon jungle tribes. We've purchased a property in Peru where we're establishing a mission center, a base of operations from which to train leaders and from which to host groups and to students can come and receive teaching, and from which we can travel back and forth to communities that need the gospel. My wife and my desire is to be on the mission field more and more. I've been doing a lot of administrative work, and our son-in-law Preston has felt a call to missions, and so he desires to serve full-time, so that will free us up to be on the mission field, to train leaders, and to partner with native church planters.
In my role as Director of Operations and Development, I oversee administrative tasks at the home office. I communicate with our co-workers in Mexico and Peru and Uganda. I stay in touch with our donors, and I work to develop new donors for our organization. Additionally, I take frequent trips to CPI's fields of ministry in Mexico and Peru to just further develop relationships with our co-workers and get to know their communities better and go out and see the work that they're doing and encourage them. When I met the Shepard family and learned about Church Planting International, I immediately connected with CPI's core values that place the gospel and sound biblical doctrine at the center of everything it does, and its focus on unreached people groups. I believe strongly in CPI's indigenous methods of training local leaders and equipping them to reach their own communities with the gospel, and I just believe that this model prioritizes the local church as the primary means of spreading the gospel, which I'm convinced is how the Great Commission will be fulfilled. My wife Sarah and I have been married for 10 years. We have 3 children, an 8-year-old son, Elijah, and 4-year-old twins, Mariah and Isaiah. Our son Elijah, the 8-year-old, he was born with a very serious heart defect called hypoplastic left heart syndrome, and the Lord has led him through 3 open heart surgeries, all at a very young age, and he's doing extremely well now. This is a big step of faith for our family as we trust the Lord to provide for us. We still have a lot of expenses related to Elijah's care, and we don't know what the future holds in terms of additional surgeries and things like that. So again, we're just trusting the Lord that we're going to follow his calling, that he's going to provide for us. We would be greatly encouraged and blessed if you'd be willing to join our support team. You can learn more by visiting thesmithsonmission.org. There you'll find more information about our family, about my calling and Sarah's calling, and how they merged with Church Planting International. To learn more about CPI, you can visit churchplantinginternational.org, and any monthly amount that you'd be able to give would be a huge blessing to us. Thank you, and God bless.